But what's really kind of cool about this part of the story is that God says that he's already talked to this woman, this widow. And as Israel is leaving loyalty to God and rejecting God in different ways, there's this woman up in Sidon who is listening to the voice of God whisper in her ear and is turning her heart towards the God of heaven. Isn't that cool? You never know where God is working. And when he came to the gate of the city, indeed, a widow was there gathering sticks. And he called to her and said, "Please bring me a little water in a cup that I may drink." Now, how precious do you think water is at this point? We're pushing years probably into this drought. Water is very scarce. And he comes up to her and he says, "Could you bring me a little bit of water?" And she was going to get it, it says in verse 11. And he called to her and said, "Please bring me a morsel of bread in your hand." Kind of asking a lot, isn't it? Here's what she says, kind of a heartbreaking verse here. She said, "As the Lord your God lives." Pause there for just a second. How did she know that he was a worshiper of the God of heaven? "As the Lord your God lives, I do not have bread, only a handful of flour in a bin and a little oil in a jar. And see, I am gathering a couple of sticks that I may go and prepare it for myself and my son, that we may eat it and then die." These people were starving to death. This was their last meal she was about to cook. Can you imagine the weight on this woman's shoulders as she's making this last meal for her and her boy? There's no hope after this. There's no food left. No prospects of getting more food. This is the last meal that they'll have together. And she answers honestly. I mean, it's a tough situation. And here's what Elijah says. This is interesting. It's kind of a test. He says, "Do not fear. Go and do as you have said, but make me a small cake from it first, and bring it to me, and afterwards make some for yourself and for your son. For thus says the Lord God of Israel, the bin of flour shall not be used up, nor shall the jar of oil run dry, until the day the Lord sends rain on the earth." When she heard those words, she had to stop and think for a minute. Is this true? Is he for real? Because she's never seen this before. How does she know the oil's not going to run out and the flour's not going to run out? This is kind of a big test of faith for this woman, isn't it? So she went away and did according to the word of Elijah, and she and her household ate for many days. The bin of flour was not used up, nor did the jar of oil run dry, according to the word of the Lord, which he spoke by Elijah. You imagine mealtime in that house? Every day it's refilled.